Check this thing out. This is the light switch out of the General Electric fridge that I recently bought for $20. Now, as I mentioned in the video about that fridge, which is a couple videos behind this one, so go back and watch that if you haven't and you want to fill in the gaps. But anyway, when I bought that fridge, the light, although the bulb was good, it did not work, would not come on. So, after much swearing, I popped this switch out of the refrigerator, which took a lot more effort than I thought it would. General Electric did not really go out of their way to make this thing too overly serviceable. I tested this with a meter, and this switch is shot. But what do you want? Fridge dates from the mid-70s, so we'll call it roughly 40 years worth of switching that light on and off after the fridge is opened and the door is opened and closed, so I guess I really can't blame it for laying down and dying, but it doesn't work anymore. Interestingly enough, the switch is made by Little Fuse Incorporated. It is rated to switch 5 amps at 125 volts and 2.5 amps at 250 volts AC. So it is patented. If anybody want to look it up, the patent number is 3725626. So, I thought I would go to the local TV dealer here in town. Yes, we actually have one, a Zenith LG dealer. And they sell General Electric appliances, so I thought, well, you know, I'll just run down there and I'll see what they've got. Well, I go there at 3:40 in the afternoon, and they're locked up for the day. And I thought, well, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's a family emergency or something, you might say. But the fact of the matter is, they've done that before, and it just drives me nuts. You want to do business with a local merchant, you know, you want to do everything you can to keep them in business. At least I do. I'm a big believer in that anyway. Don't know about anybody else, and far be it for me to impress my beliefs on anyone else. But I can't do business with them because they're closed, and it's not the first time that's happened. So my brother, the key keeper, he says, why don't we go to the local hardware store? And I'm like, there's no way the hardware store will have that. So we go back to the electrical department with one of the clerks, and what should I find? Yeah, you guessed it. Check out how yellowed that bag is. It may not show up real well on the camera, but it's pretty yellow. Let me see if maybe turning the light on here helps. Nah, I still don't think it really shows up, but there's actually writing. There's actually writing on the front of this bag, and it's gotten so faint you can just barely see it. And maybe by the time YouTube and iMovie get done compressing this, you won't be able to see it at all. But it's definitely on there. This is a Robert Shaw switch, and it is basically a drop-in replacement. The only difference it has to the General Electric original is that in addition to having the normally closed terminal that the General Electric switch does, this has a third terminal that is used for normally open operation. I suppose that some appliance you could put this in would be in need of having the normally open function as opposed to the normally closed, although I cannot at this moment think about what that would be. It'll probably come to me, or one of you commenters will name it or something. But it looks like this should be a drop-in replacement. Best thing of all, they sold me this switch at a fraction of the marked price. They sold it to me for $3.50 because it had been on their shelf for so long. And the clerk just said, well, that's how I'm going to ring it up. So I didn't argue with him, and I didn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Well, let's go ahead and try installing this and see if I can get the light in that fridge to work again. Oh. I knew it. The two wizards are out here playing airsoft. I should have figured as much. You got it.
Now I'm going to have to take care of it. Now, on three.
Uh-oh. Oh well, if I survive, at least I'll have videotape evidence.
You just kind of helped yourself in here. We're going to have to take care of you now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, sorry. Concrete shoe shine, punk.
I don't think so. You better watch where you're pointing at.
For some concrete overalls.
Actually, I was hoping to entice one of you to help me install this thing.
What is this thing?
It's a light switch for the fridge.
Well, my gun's going to be really lethal. It's not even got a clip in it.
Okay, right there you can see the light socket, and you can see where the switch came out of, plus a little bit of metal bending, courtesy of yours truly. Got some frost there on the back panel. Looks like I am going to have to modify the switch I bought a little bit, because there's a lip of some kind covering that up. There's corrosion on those terminals, and I'd like to clean it up, but I don't really have a good way of getting in there. You would think that taking off this access door right here would help, but it just leads to a tiny insulated compartment that you can't see into at all. So removing the old switch was not a lot of fun, and I dare say that installing the new switch is not going to be a whole lot of fun either. But I get some tools from Bizarre Furhead and the Keykeeper, who might still loan them to me, although they should know better, and we'll get right into this. But first, as always, safety's important. No sense in lighting up my night or my life, so
What?
we'll go ahead and unplug that. Yeah, too bad for you, huh? Oh well, you're not named in my will to get much of anything anyhow.
You don't have much of anything to give. See how wise do you use?
Alrighty, I got that front panel down. You can see the little fiberglass opening here. I guess I'll turn on the assistive light here. Makes it a little easier to see anyway. You can also see the heater that keeps the weather stripping from freezing to the freezer door. But that can't work because the energy saver switch back there is totally discombustulated, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do to fix that. Don't imagine I could get lucky and find that in the hardware store. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to install the new switch, which is right here. I cut the normally open connector off of it because I don't need that one. It's got a nice click to it. But I should be able, if everything goes well, just to pivot that up into that connector, screw the light bulb back into place, and hopefully go again here. Okay, there's the dirty deed done. It's not the best contact you ever heard of, and I think I can see why this switch probably failed. Ouch! Why this switch probably failed. It's actually getting a little bit of water on it. Try and put this insulation back into some semblance of order here, although that's not really going to be easy to do. See, look at that. Fools are rushing in where angels fear to tread. I'm so full of youthful optimism, I think that's, you know, got a good chance of working. So I guess, go ahead and put this plate back in place here and see if we get a light. I believe this bulb is good, and I think the socket's okay. Just have to try it and see. Okay, plugging everything back in, screwed in the light bulb. Don't know where it went, but it was, there it is, right there. Screwing everything back together, plugging it in, and still no light. I hope my new switch is good. I hope I'm making good electrical contact with it. Although I wouldn't guarantee that connector's plugged in perfectly. Should be good enough though. This socket has definitely seen some better days. Terminals on that are kind of crappy, so I guess I'm going to borrow some of the Keykeeper's abrasive tape, try to clean those up a little bit. Oh, well, rather surprisingly, I had no real big problem getting that bottom piece cleaned out that touches the bottom of the bulb. I really thought that'd be the difficult one, but it's the side that's proven to be a real bugbear. I don't know if I can get it or not. I also left my multimeter at work, which doesn't help anything. So I guess I'll just have to put the bulb back in there, plug it in, and try again. If not, I'm going to have to start troubleshooting the wiring in this thing, and I'm not even sure where all it goes, but there might be a schematic on the back to help with that. So, wish me luck! Well, bah humbug. Bah humbug indeed. Guess it's time to take a closer look at the wiring, because something is not right here. Oh, well, that's the problem right there. Here I thought I was getting so lucky, and I got that thing on both of those terminal lugs, but I sure didn't. It skipped over one of them in kind of a funny way, so now I've got to try and fix that. What a bunch of fun. Alright, I think I got that stupid thing on both of those contacts now, after much cursing and swearing. Too bad they don't make a microwave big enough to take a refrigerator, because I'd throw this one in there for about 90 minutes. Oh yeah, sweet! The light is definitely working now.
Clicky, clicky.
Yeah, I'll be all night playing with that. I found a new toy. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Ordinarily, I do not recommend that you store your Handycam under refrigerated storage, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put the Handycam in the refrigerator. Is it a good idea to refrigerate this? Look at that. Does the light really go out when you close the door? Now we know. Oh, wow. You talk about being hard up for entertainment. That's us. But there we go. Should have a working fridge light now. Pretty sweet. Now I just got to put the bolt back in that holds the other half of the door hinge together so I don't come out here one day and the doors fall off. Alright, now just put this door hinge back in place. Whoops. Whoops, come back here. Alright, that's probably good. Not building anything that's part of the Golden Gate Bridge, so it doesn't have to be tightened down that much. Just as long as the doors open and shut like they're supposed to and the light seems to work, we'll be set. So there you have it. Thank you for watching.